Salutations, good morning. It is 21 minutes past 10. MK here with you on the Trax Midday Bus. And like I said, we're going to kick off this hour with a special interview. So today we have chemist Dr. Mohd Akmali bin Mokhter in the studios with us. He is the principal of College Tun Dr. Ismail and also the senior lecturer of the Department of Chemistry from UTM. So today we will be chatting about, the university versus skill-based career. So little introduction is, with the recent release of SPM results, many students are now facing one of the biggest decisions of their lives, choosing the right path of their future. I know I was sure very, very stressed out about this. So whether it comes to pursuing higher education or building a career through technical, vocational, and skill-based training, today's discussion with Dr. Akmali will seek to guide students in understanding which pathway best align with their interests, career, and strengths. So today's interview we are currently live on Facebook, YouTube, and also TikTok at TRAXXfm Official. So feel free to ask any questions to Dr. Akmali there. All right. So welcome to the studio, Dr. Akmali.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good
MK.
morning. Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good.
Very good. All right. So can you introduce yourself a little bit for the listeners?
Okay, yeah, sure. So my name is Mohd Akmali bin Mokhter. So people call me Akmali, or UTM students call me Dr. Akmali or Dr. Mali. So basically, I'm a principal of College Tun Dr. Ismail UTM, handling the student affair and activities in college and university. And besides that, I'm also a senior lecturer in Department of Chemistry for the environmental chemistry field in Faculty of Science UTM. So basically, I'm handling two hats.
Yeah, you wear
academic and
many
research,
hats.
and also student affair.
You work with students very directly.
Yes.
So you must be very close.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go into it. Let's dive right in. Dr. Mali, so what are some of the main advantages and disadvantages when it comes to pursuing university education compared to doing something that's skill-based?
Okay, so responding to this question, we always have options, right? After we have ended one phase of life, for example, SPM. So that is not the end of everything. So we have options in order to pursue our studies or building our career. So it depends on our interest, depending on our strength, so we can have options. For example, we have universities that offer a lot of field or courses for the student that are having a lot of options. For example, engineering studies, in terms of educational studies, also social sciences. So that is the university courses. Besides that, we also have other options. For example, we call it as technical vocational education training, for example, TVET.
TVET.
Vocational colleges and so on that are offering also another option of furthering studies, which is based on the skills. So both of them have their own advantages and disadvantages. Not disadvantages, I mean, we can do the check and balance, which one fits you better. So for example, if you choose a certain field or courses that are requiring a lot of knowledge and theoretical inputs, you have to pursue your study in the university. For example, taking the degree or
engineering,
doctor.
doctor.
Yes, doctor, law, and so on. But if you guys preferring something more to hands-on or practical skills, so you have always options like TVET or vocational college and other colleges like in the state, for example, that is not under government. Okay, so we have private colleges that offer also this kind of certificate or what we call it as a short course program in order to get some knowledge, basic knowledge or practical approval before we start our career. So both of them have their advantages. One have a longer study in the university,
Right.
for sure, but doesn't mean that we just waste our time 4 years, 5 years doing degree without doing other fun activities other than
Just
academic
study all the
or
time, right.
lecture. But during the university time, besides lecture in the class, we also have a lot of fun activities like organization, clubs, and recreational activities that all the university students can join. And in fact, it's not an option now. Most of the students need to join these extracurricular activities outside classroom because this is to build or to develop the human skills,
Personality aspects.
personal skills other than academic.
Right.
But for sure it is longer, but nothing to waste. In the college, for example, like TVET or
Yeah,
vocational studies,
community
it
college,
is shorter
TVET.
in terms of time. You can finish within 1 year or 2 years
Wow.
in the short semester. And then after that, if you wish to work directly, then you can work directly because normally industries or companies will require this kind of graduates
Yeah.
that have a skill and also hands-on
Hands-on experience.
So they have options like this, shorter time, and then can have a career development that is clearer for them in order to start without furthering studies for longer time, like 4 years or 5 years, for example. But after all, it depends on the courses and field also, like we mentioned just now. If like medicine or law,
Yeah.
engineering, this kind of courses are not very suitable for short
TVET.
course like
Okay,
this.
for short
TVET,
courses.
yeah.
All right. Thank you for the in-depth answer. So besides that, you were saying like how it depends on your personality. So how can a
Yes.
student determine whether I'm more fit for academia or am I more fit for skill-based schools?
Yeah, I think most of us know about SWOT analysis, right?
Yeah,
If
SWOT.
you are familiar with this kind of analysis, we can do our check and balance by ourselves. We can do the analysis on our strengths, on our weaknesses, and then we can identify which one is the best for us. For example, if our strength is to memorize more in terms of theoretical, we can handle it without any obstacles. So we can opt for this option, whether which is you can go to the universities and further the study for 4 years, for example, without any problems because you are fit with this kind of study or this nature of study. But if you are not really strong in terms of memorization or theoretical knowledge, but you are more to the practical ones or hands-on people, then I would advise you to further the study in this kind of short course or certificate in TVET or vocational programs because it is requiring not too much theoretical parts but more to hands-on the skill, and after that, after 1 year, you can go directly to the
Job.
real
Yeah, I can
real
straight
job
away.
environment that you wish to. Because I know most of the students that are not really strong in the academic, they will tend to choose this path. But it is not something wrong or not something bad. It is one of the good options because before they enter into the real working life, they have something like certificate
A
or
skill.
a skill that they can offer to the employer. So it is very interesting and very good for both parties actually. What I can say is at least they do not jump directly after SPM into the working world.
So there's still
without
some
any certificate, without any knowledge, without any skills.
Okay. So you definitely think that, students should go through vocational school still to build up that skill.
Yes.
At
exactly.
least even before jumping right into the working world.
Yeah.
All right. And then when it comes to passion, a lot of people say, passion cannot feed you. You know, passion
Yeah.
won't bring money. So,
Mm.
do you think passion is more important when more important than job security when it comes to choosing a career,
Mm-hmm.
and why?
Okay, passion is for me is quite important.
Mm.
Because whenever we want to choose our path in order to decide anything, we have to sometimes follow our heart or follow our interest. It is important because in terms of sustainability, when you want to work in that field, you have to have passion in what you are doing. You have to love what you are doing. So it is important, but at the same time we have to balance the passion and also the real condition for that, that thing that we want to do or to develop or to involve in. So we have to balance between passion and also the real
The real world.
the real world, whether it is acceptable or not in the working life, that passion, or we can assimilate or embed our passion into something that maybe are not very interesting, but we can embed it. Because sometimes, yeah, we tend to do something that we are not really love it, but
Right.
what we can do is to try to know what we are doing now, and then we try to embed our passion slowly into it, and we will love it slowly. And yeah, we cannot just follow our instinct 100%, but we also have to seek for the advices from experienced people, from our parents, from the professional individuals. Yeah, so we can ask them if our patient is in this way, what can we do in terms of our career path. So we can at least have a right channel to go into the career path with the patient that go along with it.
Yeah, definitely. Something that's sustainable and manage to balance both your passion with something that can earn you money as well. I think that's
Yes,
the goal that everyone wants
yeah,
to achieve,
yeah.
but otherwise,
In terms of the world demand in the or what we call it as a market,
market
we have to,
value,
yeah,
yeah.
market value. We have to ask, and we have to analyze what is the market value now. Okay, in 2025, moving to 2030, what is the market value demanding from us? So we
Yeah.
can, analyze and try to embed the patient into it.
Yeah, definitely. I like how you say you have to balance passion as well because
Mm.
it's not going to sustain you
Yeah.
for a long time if
Yeah.
you do something you don't love. All right. For those of you who are just tuning in, we are talking to chemist Dr. Mohd Akmali bin Mokhter today. He's the principal of College Tun Dr. Ismail, also senior lecturer of the Department of Chemistry, and we are talking about university versus skill-based careers and which path fits you. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask us on Facebook, YouTube, or TikTok. We are going into a song that he chose by Bruno Mars.
Trax Midday Bus, your ultimate midday companion.
Welcome back to our special interview. MK here, and it's 37 minutes past 10. Good morning, everyone. Today we are talking to chemist Dr. Mohd Akmali. He is one of the senior lecturers from the Department of Chemistry, UTM, and also the principal of college. So he's very, very experienced, and today we are talking about university versus skill-based careers and which path would fit you better. So let's dive right back into it. Okay, Dr. Mali,
Yes.
what do you think? What do you think about vocational training and apprenticeships? Do you think they are they provide the same opportunities when it comes to having a degree? Do you think someone can be equally as successful if they take a vocational degree?
Yeah, responding to this question, MK. Personally, I haven't any experience, going through the system in the vocational. But I have a lot of, relative that went to this kind of vocational colleges. So based on their experience, what I can grab is, most of them after they finish their study, very short one, then they can have a lot of opportunities to work in the industries without any problems. So I can say, even though they don't have degree like degrees from in engineering or whatsoever from universities, they still have the places ready for them. And most of the employers or companies, let's say petroleum plant or steel plant, they were not really looking into the degree parts when it comes to the technical. So they want someone that can deliver their skill directly, that can provide the hands-on skill without any problems, without any hesitation, rather than people coming with a lot of knowledge and theory but cannot do anything in the plant. So the company industry will seek more this kind of people in order to work with them, work for them. So this is something I can say quite successful as a student coming from degrees or universities. So they are, for me, equally successful. But after that, it is your choice to choose which path. In terms of the career development, for those who are having this vocational study and then they started to work, after sometimes they can compare and realize whether the career path is okay or not. And then if they realize, then they have to take degree, for example. They still have the opportunity to further the study later on as a professional. For example, a lot of universities now offer the part-time study in degree, for example, during weekend or long distance study. Then they still have the opportunity later on if they wish to continue the study. At the same time, they have the industrial or professional experience in the company or industry when they enter into the degree life, for example. So for me, it is equally successful. For those from degree, they can work directly. But maybe in terms of practicality, they are lesser than people coming from the vocational or technical colleges.
All right. So you say that you don't really think there's much difference per se when it comes to career opportunities.
Yes.
People who are in skilled sectors or doing college vocational, for example, will also have equal opportunities. It's just in the future, if they really want to or they decide to, it's up to them. But not necessarily affects.
Only what vary between them maybe the salary, the wages. Then that's why I mentioned just now. Maybe if they realize that there are some difference between people coming from the universities and themselves from the vocational, in terms of salary, then they can improve. It's not the ending part of their career path. but they can improve. Maybe they can further the study during working time.
Right.
Can take the part-time.
Part-time
Yeah.
degree, or
Yeah.
maybe they upskill in their specific
Yeah.
sector as well. Okay, so speaking of money as well, what do you think about financial factors affecting student decision on their future pathway? Because
Yeah.
education can be expensive nowadays, and
Yeah.
people think, oh, it's not that worth it. I'm already earning enough money.
Yeah.
Why should I still go to school, for example?
Yeah, it is a serious matter as well. Where when it comes to the financial issue, many families or parents sometimes cannot afford for the financial parts when it comes to the tertiary study. Yeah, so we still have options. Yeah, whether you go to the universities or you go to the college, vocational or TVET and so on. They can have a lot of financial assistance. For example, the aid or the scholarship they can apply from government, like JBA, from Mara, and so on. They can apply for the scholarship when they want to further the studies. The first thing is they have the intention to study. Whether the long period study in university or short period in the college, TVET, the first thing they must have the intention and motivation to study. After that, there are a lot of options and doors for them to choose this kind of assistance in order to help for their financial. For example, the fees for the accommodation, transportation, and also like to eat daily, right?
Yeah.
When you stay in the house with your family or your parents, there's no problem for that.
Exactly.
But until when we want to stay at home with our parents, we have to go out after we finish school. We have to go out. We have to be independent.
Yeah.
So we need to survive by further our study, or we can directly work. But I do not agree for the students coming from school to work directly without any knowledge or certificate. They must have at least one certificate in skill or practical parts to enter the career life. So in terms of financial, like I mentioned, they still have a lot of option. And sometimes when they take the degree studies in the universities, for example, they are not having the classes every day, like 9 hours, like we are working in the office.
Right.
Sometimes they have a lot of free time.
Yeah. You have like 2 hours break,
Yeah.
or one class at 8 and then one class at 2.
Yeah, a lot of my students in university, they work part time in order to to support the financial issue if they have. But if they have scholarship, normally they don't have any problem lah, don't have to work. But many of them, if they don't have any scholarship, they will work part time, and sometimes they can also borrow from government like PTPTN. Yeah,
Alright.
there are
Loans.
always options in order to help you to further the studies.
Yeah, so if someone who you think has the intention and really wants to study,
Yeah.
you can definitely do it. You
Yeah.
know, you can find there are ways to supplement
Yeah.
the income.
Parents have to encourage their kids to further the study, even though they are having the problem in financial. Yeah, so that is the role of parents for me.
I understand. And before we go into break, this last one. So nowadays, with all the AI, all the job changing markets, do you think practical skills are actually more valuable than academics?
In terms of that question, it is quite difficult to answer, because we are living in the AI digitalization era, right? So for me, skills are still needed, even though we are living in this kind of robotics, AI assisted life. Human skills are still needed, because we cannot rely 100% from the robots or AI to help us all the time. Sometimes human brain and human skills are still important to be present in certain condition or certain environment, especially in the working world.
Yeah.
We cannot simply replace 100% human skills and knowledge by AI or robots. So that is my opinion.
That's your opinion.
Yeah, but
Do you think working, like for example, me working as a plumber or
Yeah.
carpenter is actually more important than
Mhm.
studying for a degree. Because nowadays they say like, oh, AI can email
Mhm.
also, like, but AI cannot do carpentry. Do you
Yeah.
think carpentry or skill-based work is going to be more important than degrees?
I cannot say
Mm.
which one is more important. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
even if you are carpenter, you have to have a basic knowledge,
Yeah.
and yeah, if you are really interested in this field, you can also develop your skill and your knowledge by pursuing your study in degrees, for example. Or if, let's say, if you don't want to go to the university, you can also have a short course certificate, for example, extra knowledge and getting the certificate for that. For example, the AI generated skill for the carpenter activities. It is quite important now to embed the AI in our daily lifestyle, and also in the career. So we cannot just become a classic or conventional carpenter right now. In this era, we have to be AI assisted or AI skill carpenter,
Mm-hmm.
because they have to be more advanced, more intelligent in order to become a carpenter right now. If not, we are still same as the
Everyone else.
everyone
I
else.
see.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for the answer, Dr. Mali. So, for those of you who are just tuning in, we are talking to chemist Dr. Mohd Akmali bin Mokhter. He's the principal college of Tun Dr. Ismail and also senior lecturer of Department of Chemistry in UTM. And we are talking about choosing the right career path for you, whether it be university versus skill based. So, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask us in our Facebook, YouTube, or our TikTok live, and I will catch you after the song. Welcome back to our special interview. It is 8 minutes to 11 MK here, and today we have in our studios chemist Dr. Mohd Akmali bin Mokhter. He's the principal of college student Dr. Ismail and also the senior lecturer of Department of Chemistry from UTM. And welcome back, Dr. Mokhtar. Dr. Mali, sorry.
Yeah.
Dr. Mali, so like we were just saying, there's a big role when it comes to parents, teachers, and society when it comes to influencing the youth to pursue their further studies. So why do you think this is very important in an age of, social media influencers and, being able to make money at very young age?
Yeah, I think that is the responsibility of all of us as a society members, to educate youngsters, for example, those who coming from the school, right? To influence these young people to further the studies, for example. Parents, teachers, friends, or relatives, and also back all these influencers out there from TikTok or any social media to educate these people, using your power to educate these people, these young people to further their studies, because we have to think far. We have to make sure that what are we having now can last long, can be sustainable until many years. For example, those who are not really want to further the studies because they just, like you said just now, they see some instant money. They can make money very easily without further the study. They can also get money by doing small business, by doing influential talk and so on the social media. So they become famous and they can get money easily. But they have to have education, to become influencer. They have at least to have one degree certificate or like vocational college certificate, diploma certificate, in order to support them for the long term. Because, for example, like we discussed just now, sometimes the social media to become influencer and so on, they are not sustainable. They sometimes
short-term careers.
Sometimes, let's say TikTok disappear, YouTube disappear one day, like Friendster, MySpace during our time, right?
Yeah.
Then what they can be at that time if they don't have any basic foundation that can support them for the future. So at least they have one concrete education background after school that can support them, so they can become a good influencer if they want. They can become a good engineer, they can become a good professional people. At the same time, they can also enjoy their life. Doesn't mean we don't have any time to do what we want, what we love on social media. For example, when we further our study in the university, we have a lot more opportunities to explore our skill, our strength actually.
All right. Thank you so much for that. And last but not least, if people are interested to talk to you more about their career paths, or maybe their children's career paths, how can they contact you, Dr. Malik?
They can contact me through my social media. I'm also active on social media. I have a lot of friends coming from students actually on my Instagram and TikTok. So my Instagram is Mali Mokhter, and my TikTok is John Mali.
All right.
JEANMALI.
All right. And for Instagram will be MALIMOKHTER.
Yes, exactly.
TER, everyone.
Yes.
All right. So thank you so much, Dr. Mali, for joining us today in the studios. We were just talking about, choosing the right career path for your future, especially for SPM graduates when it comes to the importance of pursuing further education in the current, generation when it comes to AI and all the tech. And the importance of choosing what fits your personality best.
Yes.
And with that, I also would like to say thank you to producer Achu and also producer Juliana for helping us out in the studios today. And we will have the news at the top of the hour at 11 with Stella, and I'll catch you right after.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.